Rory McIlroy just did what many believed might never happen in the modern era. He conquered Augusta. He completed the elusive career Grand Slam, and he did it in a way that sent shockwaves through the PGA Tour. This wasn't just another major win. This could be the defining moment of modern PGA history. At 35, a golfer long haunted by the ghosts of Masters past stood tall on Augusta's iconic 18th green and rewrote his legacy in real time. This wasn't mere redemption, it was reinvention. And if you think this was the climax of Rory's story, just wait, because what's coming next could change everything. The pressure this week was unlike anything Rory had ever faced. CBS Sports called it the most anticipated Masters start of his career. Every swing was watched, every step scrutinized, not just because of his current form, but because of the decade-long narrative that has followed him like a shadow. When will Rory win the green jacket? That question echoed through every fairway. The ghosts of 2011 were waiting at every tee box. But this time, Rory didn't flinch. He didn't just survive Augusta National. He owned it. He owned it. And yet, for some fans, this might only be chapter 1 in a much bigger story. Golf.com called it a culmination of mangled emotions, and honestly, that might be putting it lightly. For Rory, this wasn't just about the shots he made. It was about exorcising the ones that had haunted him for over a decade. The final round? Clinical. Controlled. But it was that walk up Augusta's 18th fairway with the gallery on its feet and history hanging in the air that turned this moment into legend. The look on his face said everything. He knew what this meant, not just for him, for the game. Could we be witnessing the beginning of golf's second golden age, led by Rory McIlroy himself? With this victory, Rory becomes only the 6th man in history to complete the career Grand Slam. Just 6 across more than a century of professional golf, and of the legends who came before him, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Ben Hogan, Gary Player, Gene Sarazen, none of them had to wait this long. None had to carry the weight Rory did. This journey took heartbreak. It took patience. It took relentless belief. Because Rory McIlroy didn't just battle the course. He battled time, history, and himself. And now, he's on the other side. For years, this story seemed like it might never get its ending. And yet, he finished it. So now the question is, what happens next? Now that the weight is finally off his shoulders. Because if this version of Rory McIlroy, calm, confident, untouchable, is here to stay, the rest of the PGA Tour could be in for a very long year. But what if this isn't the end? What if this is just the beginning of something even bigger? To truly understand the gravity of what Rory just achieved, you have to rewind the clock. Go back to 2011. A 21-year-old phenom held a 4-shot lead on Sunday at Augusta and watched it vanish, hole by hole. The collapse was brutal. The world watched. The jokes came fast. The headlines were cruel, mentally fragile. Choker, wasted talent. He was golf's nearly man, the superstar who couldn't close when it counted. But with one swing, one final walk up that hallowed 18th fairway, Rory didn't just silence the noise. He obliterated it. He didn't just win a golf tournament. He buried a decade of doubt and maybe, just maybe, rewrote everything we thought we knew about him, because the road back wasn't easy. Every year the Masters wasn't just a tournament. It was a test of memory, of mental strength, a minefield of what-ifs. And now he's conquered it. Everywhere else, Rory thrived. 4 majors by the age of 25, countless tour wins. And yet, Augusta remained his white whale. Every spring, the pressure returned. Every year, the same question echoed louder. Is this finally the year? What Rory McIlroy showed us in 2025 wasn't just resilience, it was endurance. This was a slow-burn revenge arc, 14 years in the making. Because sometimes greatness doesn't roar, it just refuses to quit. Augusta was the mountain he finally conquered, but the foundation of that belief? It was built at Quail Hollow, according to Golf. Digest, it's the one course where Rory transcends from elite to untouchable. 4 career wins there. It's more than just a good track for him. It's a sanctuary, a proving ground. As Sky Sports put it, Quail Hollow is the place that reminds the world. Rory's game still has teeth, especially on the toughest stages, and that's why all eyes are now locked on the 2025 PGA Championship. Because if Rory wins again, on that course, we won't just be talking about a comeback. We'll be witnessing domination. It's not about comparisons, but let's be honest, they're inevitable. Jack Nicklaus won majors across 3 different decades. Tiger Woods redefined the sport with a cold-blooded precision the game had never seen. But Rory McIlroy? He might represent something entirely different. Emotional greatness. He's not powered by killer instinct. He's powered by scars, by long memories, by the kind of personal growth you can't fake. And now, with the career Grand Slam finally checked off, he may be swinging with something he's never had before. Total freedom. And that begs the question, how dangerous is Rory McIlroy with nothing left to prove? Because something is different about him in 2025. And it's not just the trophy in his hands. It's the walk, the confidence, the way he now commands every inch of the course. After years spent chasing ghosts, battling expectation, and carrying the weight of what he hadn't done, Rory has found something that's eluded him for over a decade. Clarity. So now the real question isn't whether Rory McIlroy is back. It's whether he's better than he's ever been. And if he is, the rest of the field better be ready. The field might be in serious trouble. Golf.com called this Rory's bonus era, a phase where he plays with zero pressure and all upside. No more unfinished business. No more chasing ghosts or external validation. What we're seeing now is a freer, sharper, more dangerous McIlroy. The swing, effortless. The decisions, clinical. The results, electric. And according to the fried egg, this isn't just a hot streak. This might be the start of an era-defining resurgence, because when you mix wisdom with raw talent, history tends to follow. Let's not forget, this isn't Rory's first brush with dominance. In the early 2010s, he tore through fields with raw power and youthful fearlessness, 4 majors in 4 years. But that was a younger Rory, driven by instinct and momentum. Today, he's added something far more lethal to the mix: experience. He's no longer the prodigy, he's the architect. Every shot now has intention. Every round tells a story. And when the artist finally finds his masterpiece stroke, the game will never be the same. When an artist knows the canvas, masterpieces become routine. At 35, most athletes are starting to fade. But Rory McIlroy? He might just be entering his true prime. Mentally, he's sharper than ever. Physically, he's still elite. And emotionally, he's unlocked a gear we never knew he had. He's no longer chasing what could be. He's finally embracing what is. He's not out to prove anything anymore. He's just playing his best golf. And that might be the scariest version of Rory yet. No nerves, just precision, no panic, just presence. And now the chatter is growing louder in golf circles. Could Rory chase double-digit majors? Could he close the gap on legends like Walter Hagen? Or even Tiger Woods? No one knows for sure, but one thing is certain. This version of Rory McIlroy isn't a flicker, it's a fire, and it's only just begun to burn. So the next time he tees it up, ask yourself, are we witnessing the greatest second act in golf history? Because the real question hovering over the entire PGA Tour right now isn't how Rory won the Masters. It's who's going to stop him from doing it again. With his performance at Augusta, Rory didn't just silence his doubters, he shifted the psychological balance of the entire PGA Tour. Now players aren't just chasing form, they're chasing a man who finally feels invincible. And when a great golfer starts believing he's untouchable, that's when things get scary. So, who can actually challenge him? According to Sky Sports, the usual suspects remain Scottie Scheffler, Jon Rahm, Justin Thomas, all world class, all major winners, all hungry. But here's the problem. None of them are playing with the same freedom Rory is right now. While they're fighting for their moment, Rory is living in his. And that's a dangerous difference. Because when you stop swinging with pressure and start swinging with purpose, you don't just win, you dominate. Let's start with Scheffler, cool-headed, brutally consistent. If anyone can match Rory shot for shot, it's him. But even he hasn't seized the spotlight the way Rory did at Augusta. Then there's Rahm, raw power, explosive emotion. He's built for a slugfest. But lately, his game has lacked polish when it matters most. And Justin Thomas, perhaps the most intriguing of them all. Once heralded as golf's next great hope, he's been on a quiet redemption arc since his post-2022 slump, and nothing reignites. A fire like watching someone else claim the crown. Nothing fuels a rivalry like unfinished business. And what makes this resurgence even more compelling is what's truly at stake. Because Rory's rise isn't just personal anymore. It's cultural. Fans are locked in. Storylines are peaking. And the PGA Tour, it desperately needs a rivalry, a clash of titans. If Rory runs away with it, he becomes a living legend. But if someone like Justin Thomas steps up, especially after what Sky Sports called the mental reset of a lifetime, then we're staring down golf's next great era, and every era needs its gladiators. But here's the twist. Rory's not just playing the best golf of his life. He's mentally ahead of the field. He's seen the bottom. He's carried the weight. Now he's floating. Above it all, free-focused, firing. So yes, the challengers are out there. But they'll need more than